next guest. We've seen Andrew Rannells sing and dance on Broadway and act in some of our favorite shows like Girls, movies like The Intern. Now he's adding writer to his resume with a must-read. This new memoir is so good. It's called Too Much Is Not Enough. I want more, personally.
Really?
It is. I was just saying to our producer, Brad, this is a great showbiz read. This is like a peek behind the curtain of how hard it is, and with great stories along the way. You've lived a lot of life, my friend.
I lived a lot of life. Well, I moved here in '97, and it's really about sort of my first 7 years that I lived in New York before I got my first Broadway show, which was Hairspray in 2004.
And that's a great story in the book.
But it was, you know, I think that's often the period of time that kind of gets skipped over, like before you sort of get your first big break. But, you know, pursuing any kind of dream really like starts with the first day you say you want to do it.
Absolutely.
And then there's a lot of time that
and you
happens.
knew as a very young boy that this is what you want to do. I just want to brag about you a little bit.
What?
This is from your Girls co-star, creator Lena Dunham. This new book is so funny. She says it is remarkable. She says it straddles the line between being brutally honest and wildly humorous. It's painful, pure, and true. How does that feel to hear from her? She's a prolific writer herself.
She's my friend, so I feel like I really probably
You're not supposed to tell everybody that.
No, she was very, very generous of her, and I've gotten a lot of support from all of those folks, which has really been wonderful.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah.
All right, so the book takes us back to your childhood. You were a teen model. In Omaha.
Now, let me clarify. I did some print work in Nebraska.
Like
so
this?
I don't know if teen
like
model.
This?
Well, that was my. I don't know if that really warrants a woo. It's a silk shirt, Lara. This is a silk. Anyone who grew up in the '90s probably
understands.
Had a
I
version of
fully
this.
understand that.
It's a blue silk shirt. This is my first headshot.
And
very thirsty.
We also you wanted it badly.
Thirsty kid.
Do you feel that prepped you in some way for things to come?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I feel like I had a very clear focus from a young age that, like, that's what I wanted to do. So
if you could say something to that guy, what would you say to him about life?
Don't get highlights. Don't do it.
That's great advice.
It's gonna seem like a fun idea, but don't do it.
It looks like you weren't listening at this point.
No, this was for an ad for a hospital, a children's hospital. I don't know what I was ill with, but I look pretty good. But this is also high '90s fashion.
Yeah,
I mean, structure.
It's very Seavers.
Oh, yes.
Growing pains.
Yes. Oh,
and then you were very popular, you say in the book, about a very popular prom date. many proms under your belt.
Well, I went to an all-boys Catholic school, and there were 3 all-girls schools in Omaha. So, like, when it came time for prom, they all went to the all-boys school, so we would go to, like, all of them. And I liked to dance, and I never tried to touch anybody. So it was a solid date.
I love
it was a good choice.
I love your face.
Talk about thirsty. That's tricky. I really thought I was being sexy there, like sexy prom times.
But you know, your dad introduced you to a love of musicals,
yes.
to your first Tonys, which you watched on TV in 1993. As you can see, I love your book.
You're very sweet.
But so you knew you needed to get to New York.
Yeah.
On your way to the big stage, you got your big break in the live-action Pokemon.
Well, yes, yeah. I did some time at Radio City doing a show called Pokemon Live. Perhaps. Oh, geez, there's a clip of it.
Yeah, this is your life, Andrew.
See, this is what's tricky. Is like I was like, there's no way there's any.
Nope, we got it.
Existing. Wow, thanks,
We have
ABC.
the best producing team in the world.
Wowza. Yeah, so that was sort of a high/low point in my career. It was lovely to be working, but also I had to put on that wig every day, so that was a little tricky. But
all of these experiences add up to.
They all sort of keep you on the right path and like kept me motivated to go. I mean, if I had, you have to be patient, right? You've got to pay your dues in that sense. So like, I paid a lot of dues.
And you are so impatient when you're coming up and you're looking always ahead at what you want, but not necessarily being in the moment.
No, and having to go through those things and do the work. And even after I was on Broadway, I did Hairspray for like a year and a half, and then that money didn't go quite as far as I imagined. So I had to get a temp job.
I couldn't believe
at
that.
Ernst & Young, and I don't know what I was doing there because I lied and said that I knew how to like answer phones. Like I was like, oh, I got it. And I would just like, it would ring and I would just pick it up and hang it up.
So you
like
were
if it got
it.
too much, if it was like too much stimulus, I would just like hang it up.
Yes, I understand.
Or I would go and hide in like a break room.
But it just goes to show you when you've made it, you're still on the journey.
You've gotta yeah.
And your chapter about your Hairspray experience, you finally get the call. You're going to Broadway. You're in the ensemble. You want the big part.
Well, that happens, slowly as well. That you think all I said was I just want to be on Broadway.
Yeah.
So I got on Broadway, and then very quickly I was like, I think I want a bigger part.
Yeah.
And you just keep sort of, you keep trading dreams, as we've all learned from Oprah. When you achieve a dream, then you dream a bigger dream.
That's
right?
beautiful.
That's what she says by way of Maya Angelou.
That's right.
So that's sort of what, you just keep sort of moving the line.
It's very inspirational.
Thank you.
Very
Thank
honest.
you for reading it.
You guys can see Andrew in so many things. Right now, Showtime's Black Monday. Really good. You can read all about his life, and Too Much Is Not Enough. It is out today. Thank you for bringing it to us. See you soon.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.